Listen very closely and do as I say. Your life depends on it. Hand over everything you're carrying. Weapons, ammo, clothes, armor, everything. I want you stripped down to your underwear. There's nothing to talk over. You can strip down and hand over your equipment, or you can die. Will you comply? Take it all off and hand it to me. Then come inside and through the door at the rear of the chamber. Paladin Ramos is waiting for you.
How the hell did you get in here? Normally I would have already shot you, but I'm under orders to bring you to the Elder. Will you come peacefully? Okay. I'll take you to him. Follow me, closely, or you'll be shot.
How did you find us, stranger? And do tell the truth. You took an extreme risk in coming here. My policy towards trespassers has not been lenient. The security of this bunker is my foremost concern, and I take pains to minimize our exposure topside. For this reason, I might be interested in contracting with an outsider who can accomplish certain tasks, some basic, some a bit more involved. An NCR ranger has begun to set up post in one of the other bunkers up top, for example. I want him driven off. Understood? Yes, we could kill him easily enough. But sometimes you can learn a great deal by observing people, both enemies and friends. Which is why it will be very interesting to observe how you choose to deal with the situation, and decide which you are, enemy or friend. Do we understand one another? Very well. I'll be interested to see how thoroughly and efficiently you carry out your mission. Paladin Ramos will escort you back to the bunker's entrance and set you loose. Notice that I said loose, not free. You are not free to carry the secret of this bunker's location beyond Hidden Valley, until I'm convinced that you're capable and dependable. To underscore this point, you'll be fitted with an explosive collar. Wander off and it will detonate. Focus on your mission, and you'll be fine.
You'll find your equipment in the chest to your right. Don't bother coming back until you've dealt with the ranger.
Thought you'd sneak up on me, you filthy powder ganger? Ha! Got some stones on you, son. I like that. What can I do for you? Dobson's my name. I'm an NCR ranger operating out of Camp McCarran north of here. Reading man by birth, though. Well, I thought I might set up a safe house in one of the bunkers here. Between the remote location and the dust storms, I figured it was ideal. Of course, seems a lot less remote since you showed up. Plus, I haven't been able to get my radio working, and a safe house is no good without one. I reckon I'll stick around a while, patrol for troublemakers, see if I can get that radio working. Standard practice. Rangers operate on our own most of the time, and that's how we like it. Usually we call in our positions to McCarran to be relayed to other rangers, but I can handle myself. I'm sure as hell not going to lose any sleep on account of a goddamn broken down radio, but it will shorten my stay if I can't fix it. Oh, and in your expert opinion, Why would that be? You've seen that with your own 2 eyes? God damn. I knew Cook's gang passed through these parts about that frequently, but I didn't know they holed up here. Be a rude awakening to find 15 of those merciless bastards looking down at me snoozing on my bedroll. Yep, I'd be better off setting up an ambush along one of their routes to catch stragglers. Thanks for the information. You may have saved my life.
Hello, courier. Ironic, isn't it? I am bringing a message to the messenger. This will only take a moment, courier. My employer says that the initial harassers were just the first, designed to test you. I am here to end you, to end this. I will return your head to him, and it will be mounted on the wall. A trophy to the futility of defiance. That is my message.
You like that? Had enough? Damn!
Stand back from the door. The Elder's eager to hear your report.
How did you resolve the situation with the Ranger? Gone. Why did he leave? And what makes you think he won't be back? Yes, you exploited his fear of powder gangers very effectively. The collar includes a microphone, you see. Part of the test. He'll keep his distance, setting ambushes, never suspecting that these bunkers house something far more dangerous to him than criminals. Well played. Since you completed your assigned task, I will allow you to come and go from the bunker freely. So let's get that collar off you. There, that's better, I hope. Now that we have that bit of unpleasantness out of the way, there is a matter that I would like to discuss with you. Stop by the command room when you can. Oh, and bear in mind, if you end up betraying us, we will know it, and there will be no mercy. When you first showed up on our doorstep, I'll admit at first I didn't know what to think. After giving the matter some thought, however, I've decided that an outsider could be of great use to me right now. However, I will not force you to help us. Should you refuse, you will be allowed to leave here. Though no, we will be keeping an eye on you. What do you say, outsider? Are you willing to help us? Then allow me to explain our situation. This bunker is currently locked down, allowing no entry or exit, with you being one of the few exceptions. In exceptional cases, teams are sent out to investigate sites or retrieve materials deemed too important to ignore. 3 such teams have gone missing recently, and the news of their disappearance has not yet been widely spread to avoid undue concern. In order to maintain the peace and adhere to the strictures of the lockdown, I need to send someone else to discover what happened to them. The less who are aware of this situation, the better. My brothers and sisters were deeply traumatized by the losses we incurred several years ago. It would be imprudent to worry them unduly without first discovering the facts of the situation. I'm glad I can count on you. Oh, and one other thing. The patrols each had a holotape detailing their missions that you can use to track them. The shielding of the bunker prevents us from actively tracking them, but their positions should show up on your map once you get to the surface. Should our worst fears become realized, please bring back all 3 of the holotapes from the patrols. Otherwise, bring our brothers home. I've given the order that you be given access to some of the equipment our scouts and patrols have scavenged over the years. You won't be allowed to purchase any prohibited equipment, but hopefully some of what's available will prove useful to you.
So, you're the outsider that's been given leave to wander around freely. Desperate times call for desperate measures, I guess. Name's Hardin. I'm the head paladin of this chapter, and I think we might be able to help each other out. I don't know what the Elder talked to you about, but I can tell you this chapter is in trouble. And he's at the center of it. Are you willing to listen to what I have to say? As you may have already heard, this entire base is under a state of lockdown. No one goes out except small patrols at night. Most of the chapter has been sealed in here for years, and those few who were outside when the lockdown was initiated are forbidden from returning. Morale has plummeted as time has gone by, and many of our current paladins haven't seen combat outside of training simulations, and all because of the Elder's explicit order that no one be allowed in or out. The only way things will change is if a new Elder is installed. I would. I'm the senior-most paladin in the chapter, and have more combat experience than any 2 others here put together. I'd gladly support another candidate, but no one has the courage to step forward and make the attempt, so it falls to me. I would put this chapter back on the right path, if I could just assume leadership. I don't know. I've gone through our records dozens of times looking for a precedent regarding the dismissal of an Elder and come up with nothing. The people who are most likely to know how it could be done are also some of McNamara's strongest supporters, so they refuse to help me, which is why we're having this conversation. An outsider such as yourself would arouse less suspicion asking questions about such matters. The fact that the Elder has some tasks for you means his faithful won't suspect you, and you have a line open to the man himself. In short, you're in a perfect position to help me. Will you at least think about it? That'll have to do. I'd recommend going to see Ramos first. As head of security, he's more familiar with our protocols than anyone else here. You could also try to find something relevant in our data store, though last I heard Scribe Ibsen is having a bit of a problem accessing it. And if McNamara should give you any tasks, I'd ask that you kept me abreast of them. Report anything you find to me, and we'll move from there.
Hello, outsider. Your presence here, let's just say it's highly irregular. Outsiders aren't even allowed to know that our bunker's here, let alone come and go freely. You impressed Elder McNamara, obviously. He must believe that you'd be very useful. So, you've been talking to Hardin, eh? He's been looking for a way to usurp McNamara ever since the lockdown started. Don't get me wrong, he's a good man. But Elder McNamara has done all right by us. If it weren't for him, none of us would have survived at Helios. I'll tell you what I told Hardin. There have been only a few cases of elders being dismissed from their posts in the Brotherhood's history. And those involve crimes that someone like Elder McNamara is just not capable of. You can look it up for yourself if you want. I'll grant you access to that portion of the history section of our data store. See Senior Scribe Ibsen about accessing it. Later.
Look, this isn't a great time. Oh, what the hell. It's not like we're making any progress. I'm Ibsen, and I hope your day is going better than mine is. You and me both. The Elder wants this data store operational pronto, but it doesn't look like the damn thing will be working anytime soon. I could use some assistance, sure, but I highly doubt you have the technical background to help us deal with this virus. Yeah, some pre-war jackass with too much time on his hands apparently decided to inflict his misery on those around him. It's scrambling all the terminals here at the moment. Luckily, we only use this section for storing historical data. I suppose it couldn't hurt to get another pair of eyes on this. Maybe you'll be able to come up with something coming at it fresh. While the entire system is infected, the virus itself is spread across 3 terminals. The problem is that it keeps moving periodically. We'll have it nailed down in a terminal or 2, only to have it jump to another set of terminals before we locate the 3rd. What? No, that's brilliant. It would let us seal a portion of the virus to a particular terminal, even when the other parts move. Best of luck to you. I'll tell the others to take a break so they don't get in your way. Oh, and I'll keep track of when it jumps for you. To maximize your chances, wait for my signal before you begin. The virus just jumped. Find which terminals it went to.
The reports say
10
Mr. House's
seconds.
robots are now using tech we've never heard of. We need to send a team up there soon.
Damn, it's jumped. I thought we might have had it that time.
Hello.
Did you want to try isolating the virus? All right, I'll monitor when it jumps. When I give the signal, start checking terminals. The virus just jumped. Find which terminals it went to. Ten seconds. That's it. We got it. The virus has been purged. The bunker takes a little getting used to, doesn't it? You actually did it! If you don't mind my saying so, I didn't think you had a chance in hell of pulling it off. But I'm glad to be wrong for once. Thank you, my friend. Please feel free to access the data store at your leisure. I'm only allowed to give you access to non-classified topics, but it's better than nothing, right? I can understand how the man might be frustrated by the current situation. He's a take-charge sort of fellow. Standing around's not his strong suit. I myself often wish we could end this interminable stasis and begin moving forward again. Oh, all kinds of things. There was already information regarding the layout and systems of this bunker, but we've since added our own data as well. Prior to the lockdown, we had extensively scouted the surrounding area and compiled dossiers on nearby points of interest. Well, you'd have to get a senior-level member of the chapter to unlock a topic for you. I've given you access to what I can, but that's not much. The majority of topics fall under Ramos's aegis, since they'd constitute a security risk. Good luck getting anything out of him. You might have better luck with another member of the senior staff. Try talking to them about it. Bye.
How may I... assist you?
Oh, hey there. Something I can help you with? That's an old principle that's been around since the Brotherhood was founded. It basically means that you have to obey a superior officer. It's pretty much common sense, but it gets invoked a lot when people get pissy about following orders. If you're curious, I'll give you access to the data store entry on it. You'd probably be the first to read it in years, if not decades. Later.
What is it, outsider? Have you discovered anything? I could hardly call myself head paladin if I didn't. It's one of the first things every initiate learns when they start training. What about it? I could be wrong, but I think that's a dead end. McNamara's always followed orders, and we've been incommunicado since fleeing Helios. Second part, what are you talking about? That is the standard procedure, yes. For example, McNamara gives orders to head scribe Taggart, who then relays further orders to the scribes. I wasn't aware that failing to do so was punishable, however. Interesting. If we can just find an instance where McNamara went around someone and gave orders to their subordinates, we'll have him. Yes, I know the loss of the patrols has weighed heavily on his mind for some time. He took it very personally when they first went missing. That was when I first began to seriously question his ability to lead us. A commander has to be able to deal with the potential loss of his men. It's strange that he would ask you to find mission discs on them, however. The missing paladins were all on standard patrols, which don't need them. Only brothers sent on special assignments are given mission discs. If you should find any on the lost patrols, let me know. Bye.
Unauthorized facial pattern. Please present credentials for first floor access. Please do not make your way to the second floor.
What is it, outsider? Have you discovered anything? Just as I thought. McNamara gave my men new orders without telling me. The nerve of that man. This little stunt is probably what got them killed in the first place. Our normal patrol routes are known to be relatively safe. This is exactly what I've been looking for. McNamara gave my men new orders without telling me, thereby breaking the chain that binds. With this, I can finally have him removed as Elder and end this ridiculous lockdown. Well, I can't dispute that you've earned our gratitude. I'm afraid you're gonna have to be patient. Such a change takes time. Stop back in a few days and we can speak of this again. Now, I must be off. There's much to do.
Have you destroyed the Brotherhood of Steel? Not surprising. Also, not acceptable. I didn't ask you to tell me what they were planning. I asked you to kill them. This was a waste of time. Go back to the bunker and destroy it. My directions have been clear from the start. This is no time to be droll. Oh, by all means, yes. That's refreshing. You might use that against them. Or kill them another way, it's up to you. Return when it's done. That would make for a welcome change. I'll expect to see some tangible progress before long, then. I like to think you have enough sense to do the right thing. The rewards for doing so are immense, as are the punishments for not doing so. Well enough. Be on your way.
Hello?
No. No goddamn way. Now, before you do anything rash, think about where we are and who I am. There will be consequences if you lose your cool. There are big things about to happen, and I'll have a hand in them. Things that could change this war. I could get you on board. Set you for life. We're planning something that could end this war. Hits the Legion in their own backyard. You could be the instrument of our victory. The Legion is doing their best to suppress it, but we believe there's a slave rebellion going on right now, outside Flagstaff. Let me go, and I promise you a spot in the most audacious covert operation ever attempted. Do we have a deal? You think it was easy, cutting a deal with a purported psychopath, letting a town get wiped out? It wasn't. But I did what was best for the NCR. We're fighting a war. Wars cost money. Since the Brotherhood zapped our gold, we've been scrambling for precious metals. There's probably more silver up in there than in 10 Silverwoods. Do you know how many weapons that'll buy? How many troopers it'll save? I would have sacrificed a division if it meant holding those mountains, even if it was just a trading outpost. Giving up you and Randall wasn't a choice, it was an obligation. Shit!
Whoa, whoa! Careful!
Yeah? Locked and loaded. We could have beaten them, maybe. If the NCR hadn't been there with their bullshit offer, we would have had no choice but to keep fighting. The Desert Rangers were proof that it can work, as long as these communities remain committed and are willing to make sacrifices. If you aren't willing to bleed to protect your home, then maybe you don't raid autonomy. Maybe these saps are better off as subjects of the NCR. What's up? Like what? Yeah, I just wish I could have been there to see him bleed out. Watch that stupid, smug grin wiped from his face. You did good. As for the bounty, it's yours. And don't fucking argue with me. Just keep it. If you're feeling guilty, just give me some scotch and Kim's. Lead on. Delivery.
I never thought I would see this again. I've never had many friends, Courier, but I'd be honored to be yours.
I am Adam Calhoun, explorer, 10th cohort, 2nd century. You murdered my family and now I will bury my sword in your guts.
I've gotten that.
count on that. Looks like we booted the Legion out of Nelson. About 10.
Alright, now look here, motherfucker. If you're here for some child support, you can just tell that old bitch I'm fucking tapped out. Alright? Why the fuck are you looking at me like that? You trying to get in my pants, you fucking weirdo? Wickham sent you, huh? Wonder what he's up to. Probably sitting in there banging fucking secretaries 2 at a time. Must be nice sitting in the air-conditioned office all day. Here's the deal. Big uprising over in Arizona there. Bunch of slaves is a fucking mess. Half of them got killed. Disaster. Big bunch of them might be coming over to our side south of Bullhead. We gotta go down to this place near the river. What's it called, Watson? I don't know. It's a shithole. We going down to Camp Shithole. You gonna help square things away there? Because apparently you're some kind of fixer type. I don't even know what the fuck that means. That's what Wickham said. He said, we're gonna get a fixer. Me and Watson here, we gonna go reconnoiter, figure out if them slaves are gonna cross over. We're gonna bring them back. And if the Legion is gonna cause some trouble there, we gonna have to hold the line there at Camp Shithole. Can you handle that kind of thing? Fuck that bulky shit. I got cheap bourbon whiskey and pearl snaps, bitch. Now why you gotta go on bringing all that mess with you? I don't see needing that. They didn't tell me one way or the other. You know what it's like for me? They say, hey, you do this shit. And I gotta say, yes, sir. Tell you what, you bring that whole freak show with you. I don't give a fuck anymore. If Top crawls up my ass, I'll tell him he can fucking eat my dick. That's what you know what? No, Watson, you shut the fuck up. That's exactly what I'm gonna tell him. You can expect whatever the fuck the brass is gonna give you, 'cause they don't tell me shit. Let's get this show on the road. We got a ways to go, so listen up. Ain't no secret that the Legion treats slaves like dog shit. Pretty much the norm all through their territory. That continued till some fella named Spartacus figured they'd had enough of their old bullshit. Rose up, formed a slave army, kicked ass. No, it ain't clear why. The slave army got split up. Legion took the opportunity to chew 'em up, one piece at a time. Since then, we've gotten reports that a big bunch of slaves is heading towards the Colorado, with the Legion army right on their tail. That's why we're heading to, yes, thank you, Watson, FOB Omega, so that we can watch for the slaves, and if need be, stand tall against the Legion. Just as I suspected, it's a shithole. You go on up, talk to the CO there, get it squared away. We gonna cross the river, find them slaves. That's a big fat no right there, partner. This is secret squirrel and all that. We gotta be stealthy, and it's a lot of work to have to explain the map and where we're going and set all that up. I don't want to do all that mess. We gonna keep it simple, okay, partner? You just stay put. See you when I see you.